Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. I'm actually in my quarantine hotel right now. I think it's my 5th or 6th day. I can't even remember how many days I've been here. When you're stuck here with just 4 walls, you lost count of the days quite easily. So I thought, why not do a review of this mouse I have right here, which is a M800. Yeah, I actually got this mouse about 2 to 3 months back. This mousepad, however, is a QCK. It's from SteelSeries. It's a small one, so it's really small for all intent purpose. I only have a small table, small desk here in my quarantine hotel, so that's all I need. I don't need to talk much about this mousepad because I think the whole gaming industry knows about this, right? It's almost like 2 decades old. As in no changes for the last 10 plus years, so it's proven. So I think it's quite a good mousepad, although it's really small, but I think it's a good mousepad to base this mouse review on. The mouse, again, I said I have it for about 2 to 3 months, so also kind of short, but I think it was just an excuse for myself to buy this mouse actually, because I knew I was going to go for this long 14 days quarantine. I wanted, just something to have a little gaming when I'm off work in the evening. So anyway, yeah, how is this mouse? So actually I was quite inspired to do this review just for fun again, but mainly because I thought I would give back and return the favor. I was quite nerd out on this mouse. I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I actually decided to get this mouse. So I just felt this, I'm really just a casual gamer. Most of the games I play are like CSGO and Valorant. So here's my take on FPS on this mouse. And I thought that some of the points that I might be sharing has not really been shared or touched upon in the videos I've watched. So I think it might be good to know if you happen to be watching this video right now. So again, this mouse is rated at 70 grams. But to be honest, it felt really light. It felt lighter than the 70 grams suggests. I would say it weighs more like 68. I know 2 grams, you can't feel the difference with 2 grams. But what I'm trying to say, it feels like 68 gram. What I'm trying to say here is it feels more like a mouse that weighs something that starts with a 6 instead of a 7. So although the product package says 70 gram, it feels slightly lighter than that. Again, the weight distribution, not talk much about in those videos I watched. I would say the weight distribution is not bad, it's pretty good, but it's a little bit forward. So I would say the main weight is here, a little bit in the top half of the mouse. So it's not real heavy. I actually like a little bit more real heavy mouse. I don't know why, I just feel it's more stable in the sense if the weight is kind of like really 50-50 weight distribution or a bit more on the back, but it feels a bit more on the front on this mouse. So some people, that might bother you. Overall, if you like a quick mouse, I think is really good. This mouse is good for various styles of grip. I think paw as well as claw is fine, but my hand is definitely small. I'm on the small side. This is small hands, and I think this mouse would not work with someone with a large hand. So it's only good for someone with a small or medium hand. My default style of grip is palm grip, and what I can say is that it feels great for palm gripping, but I think there isn't enough rest on the mouse itself. I think it would be nicer if it was, the humpback would be a little bit higher and a little bit further back. So the mouse I use back at home is a Zoe EC2B, and I think is a kind of too big for my hands, but the overall style of the mouse and the grip of the mouse and the design of the shape of the mouse is just dead spot on perfect for someone with a palm grip. Is a EC2B, and now there's even a new one out. But again, the main point is a bit further back and it's higher. So I actually have a spare mouse with me I brought along on this trip. This is just a, how do I say, low-end mouse, if you call it. It's actually a Master Keys Lite from Cooler Master. So the sensor is not great as compared to this, which I'll talk upon the sensor a bit later. But this is low-grade sensor mouse, but the grip itself, again, for palm grip user, is frankly brilliant. It's again, so you can see that the height is a little bit higher than this. They are quite similar actually, but again, it's exactly what my point is. It's a bit higher and it's a bit to the back, which again is brilliant for palm grip. In fact, I would argue that it's also good for someone doing crawl grip, right? So this is my main gripe with this mouse. It's great in many ways, but it's a little bit too flat. It's just a little bit too flat, and the weight distribution is not a big complaint, and it's really light. So the thing about the weight, now let's talk about that. Being so light means that you might you can't stop the mouse on time. Some people would say it's more to do with the mouse pad. It does help a lot. So if the mouse pad is too glidey, you just over glide quite easily and you can't stop. So in FPS, you want to stop right on point when you have the head or the target, right? So it's quite hard, even on the lower sensitivity, to really stop where exactly you want to stop. So some people actually, some videos actually say they don't find this feed that fantastic. They actually swap it out. Again, I'm just a casual gamer and I do feel that the pads are fine. I think they're great. Some people actually pointed out you have to take out this film, which I did promptly on day one. That's a good thing about watching videos ahead of getting the product itself. You know what to do. So some people actually miss out peeling that plastic piece. So please remember to peel out the plastic piece. It's really getting some dirt right there. But again, I find the feet's alright. I don't really think you have to replace the feet. In fact, I would say that if you replace the feet, wouldn't it, the pedal grips, the feet rather, would it be even smoother? And that would just make the problem even amplified, isn't it? Like, it's already quite difficult to stop exactly where you want it to stop. If you change the feet, it might be even smoother. So yeah, again, another thing I want to say is the sensor is great. For the value, for the money you pay for this, the sensor, you have to get the right sensor. So it has to be a 3335. Don't get the lower grade sensor. You have to get this one. And honestly, if I were to just sum this mouse up, I would say that for this price point, which is about 30 USD or 42 Australian dollars, you are mainly just paying for the sensor. That's all I would say. The main money goes to the sensor. And yeah, the quality of the mouse is also great. It's matte here, slightly polished here. It's great, right? For the price, again, mainly for the sensor, not so much the design, although it's overall great. Yeah, so the weight is an issue only in the sense that sometimes some people like myself, I like slightly weighted mouse, not something really crazy and hefty like 90 plus kilogram, but maybe 80 I would say is a sweet spot. Why? Because you actually, with the weight, you have this artificial sense of control. When you have weight on the mouse, it helps you stop the mouse better. And this, maybe because it's not a perfect grip for my palm style, like I said, I don't feel that super comfortable. It's not high enough. It is all accumulative, right? It accumulates. So again, I don't feel 100% comfortable, maybe 90% comfortable, and it's a bit too light. So I really have to adapt. Maybe I haven't used this mouse long enough. I have to adapt on these various factors versus, let's say, even on lower sensor mouse like this, because the grip is so confident. So it's like driving a car, like a sports car. Some people say that you get on, you drive fast right away because the car is so tuned in, the car is so perfectly tuned, it's perfectly set up. Even a novice driver can get on a car and drive fast immediately. And this is what I'm trying to say. Great mouse, great engine if you call it, but it's not something that you can just, unless you are like super pro gamer and peripherals don't matter, like you just got pure skills. But again, this is a mouse that you have to get used to. It's flawed in its own ways, but for the price point, man, what do you expect? You can't expect much from a cheap mouse like this. It has good software, it's easy to use, it looks sturdy enough, it's well built in that sense. Again, for 30 USD or 42 Australian dollars, it reminds me of the OnePlus phone. If you know your IT or products, the OnePlus brand actually came out, and it really was something it shaked up the mobile phone market because it was cheap, and it was cheap, but it was not cheap materials. It's just good phone overall. It beat out competitors like Samsung. So this is like early days, but this M800 is really, this Delux M800 is really, really yeah, it lives up to your expectations. I think for the reputation it has online, in the community, Twitchers, gamers, YouTube, I can see why. Some people will just love it if their hand, it fits them better. It's really a great mouse. And again, I got this, mainly it was an excuse for me to buy another product, something wireless for this quarantine, and it has served me pretty well. I think on my 6th day now, so I'll use it for the next week or so. And yeah, just a short quick review for you guys out there. Thank you so much.